Good morning. Oh, back again. Every day I'm painting. I hope you're painting. Today, I've been thinking of this song all the morning. It's a hymn in the garden. And I'm sure that you've heard it before. But listen to the words of it. I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God goes, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me that I am his own, and the joy I feel as he tarries there, none other has ever known. Now, you know, I actually last year had a bad operation in my brain with a blood clot, and I was close to death, and I was between heaven and earth, and I looked up and I saw a sight figure in a doorway of God. I said, "Are you God?" He said, "Yes." And then someone touched my hand, and I said, "Are you Jesus?" And he said, "Yes." And the voice I heard falling on my ear, none other ever disclosed. He wanted to know why I wanted to come back to this earth and all its troubles. And I told him I wanted to live for him. And so here I am, doing these videos for him. So today, I'm going to do the garden. Hopefully, I'll do a garden of some kind. And I'm going to start with the sky up here. I'm using a flat, smaller brush. This paper is smaller. And this is a cerulean blue. It's a real pretty blue. And I like to, as you know, I like to turn it like this after I put the paint on. And get it on pretty solid. And then I take my, well actually, I guess I will take my sprayer and show you. You lightly spray it, and it runs down. It sort of forms the clouds. I'll show you in a moment. See what I mean? And then I'm going to start putting some background trees in the background with some green, like this. Maybe a little of the blue. Maybe these trees come up here. Yesterday I used some ink. I might use a little bit today. I'm going to come across there like that. Now, the main thing I want to do is to make flowers. And I'm going to darken these areas. And here too. There's background trees. You know me, I'm not in for details. But it's fun. I have a lot of fun painting. And I'm going to be 98 in April. And I'm still painting. So, that's amazing. God has given me the strength to do this. I feel His strength every day. And then what I thought I'd try is a little of this ink, and it's a Bombay India ink. It's called Violet, Red Violet. And I'm going to just try some kind of, it's a dry eyedropper. When you have to put it on this board like this, it runs, of course. Then I bring in some water. And you know what, one thing about this I found out is that you better work fast with it. Once it's dried on there, you can't do much about it. You see, I'm kind of making purple flowers. Maybe I'll bring some back in here. Pick up some of this. Kind of smooth it out. Bring some of this green down in here. Can you imagine walking in a garden and hearing God's voice? You know, if you listen real quiet and you believe in Him and accept Him, you'll hear His voice. His voice is beautiful. Now see, this is a little background while it's wet. I know it's not going to be a masterpiece, but you know, I'm painting for God. I'm giving you His, talking about Him to you, hoping that you will come to Him if you're not. This is kind of a gold. It turns kind of green. Let me put some up in here and then bring in some water. Do this. Just kind of brings, watercolor does things for you. If you just let it work on its own. I'll put some more of this in here. Maybe then, but you gotta bring water in. Let it run. See? Gives you texture. See how the texture runs? It sort of paints itself. And I've got a watercolor that's sort of like a opera. I think it's opera. I'm not sure. Opera is a very strong color. You know, when you come to a garden and you hear Jesus' voice talking to you, there's nothing better in the world than to know Jesus. And I hope you know Him today. I hope you accept Him into your heart and love Him like I do. I've heard His voice. I haven't seen Him face to face, but I've heard His voice. See, with that ink, you can't do a thing with it, but cover it up. I wanted to bring a kind of little path through here, like that. Now I'm going to put some, I think I'll put some darker purples in here. And they go back. This is what I'm using. I'm using this like this today. And so I have to reach. And this is purple. I'm going to put it back in there so it'll fade back. Fade back in there. Like that, make it small. Some over there. See how those are already, excuse me, shaped. See about this path. I need try a little purple on that yellow path to make it more gray. Now I can I have this bleed-proof white. Comes in a little jar. It's Dr. Phil Martin's. And I'm going to use it for maybe a little clouds in here. It's a watercolor, so I could put a little of this in, some of this in here. You gotta have it on your brush. Maybe some little flowers there and over here. And that's I'm going to bring a little more green right in here. Make it a little lighter green. Some more green right in here. Make everything taller. See? As it gets closer, it gets... That's just a simple little study here. And this is Fabriano 8x10. And I like this Fabriano pretty good now. I've got used to it. I really like Arce's. I'm going to put a little more clouds in here. Here like this. The last thing I want to do is bring in some dark color and maybe put in little stems. Back in here. This doesn't pick up much paint. Like this. I don't like that. But it brings a little bit of stems to the flowers. And I want to fix this up in here. All you gotta do is touch it with a brush, and that's what happens. Okay, I want one more thing. Let's see. What color should I put in it? Maybe a bright red, like roses. Doesn't come out so bright. I guess if I used my ink, it would really come out. Here's some Well, I could work on this all day. I do want to put some ink on there. I put it in a white frame, and it's kind of pretty. It's simple, impressionistic, and it's a lot of fun. Just try it sometime. Just don't worry about little details. I could make a lot of really detailed flowers, but I like the impressionism. So I hope today that you enjoyed my demonstration and that you'll think about asking Jesus to come in your heart, because then you'll have joy unknown. And I know about that. Thank you for watching. I'll try to do a close-up on it. I'm not too good at this. I go too fast. Let's try it again. It's hard to work it when you have to do all this own work on your own at my age. At least you can see some of these details.